sons and daughters. Just a couple of thoughts as we move into the year. I know it's sometimes difficult to, if you don't have kids in high school, if it's your first kid in high school, etc. What is my role? Do I have to be as close to them in their studies and all those kinds of things? I can continue to be that coach in the stands, those kinds of things. One thing I do want to say to you is you really don't want to be a helicopter parent. You know what I mean by that. Your kids really do want to spread their wings and fly. And they want to find their way as young adults, and they want to be given leadership responsibilities, and they want to be given opportunities to be who they are and find out who they are. And, they need to seek what God intends them to be, and that's what we're here for, is to try to help them find who they want to be in their lives, how they want to lead a great life of service to humanity, if you will. To that end, your students they'll try to test you, and they'll test us, the faculty and staff, and discipline and security folks. They will have many newfound friends. They'll be getting involved in some mischief and disorderly conduct from time to time. All kids will do that, right? We understand that. And that's all part of growing up. It's part of this Catholic Christian education tradition. And one of the important things about it is we bring discipline to this situation. And it's good discipline, and it's when the kids need discipline. And you also need to be a part of that. When kids are disciplined here for whatever reason, you need to be a part of that discipline at home. It all really starts at home. As we know, the acorn doesn't fall too far from the tree. So if you tell them they need to shape up, it's going to be a whole lot more important than our dean of students or a faculty member or even the president telling them that they have to shape up. So on the other hand, you certainly don't want to neglect your children, your students. They will need your help with homework. They will still need your help to oversee their grades and their progress. Make sure you get on RenWeb. Make sure you get into everywhere that our students and faculty are working, so you can see their progress or where they might need help. And we do have our wonderful High Marks program. So, if your student needs help or is falling behind, and most of our teachers will gladly stay an extra hour or extra half hour at the end of school to help your students, or perhaps they need to be on a High Marks program. So there are lots of opportunities here to make sure that we're all overseeing grades and progress. Your students will take advantage of our new High Marks Center and all of our great new facilities, and that's a wonderful thing. It almost feels like a college campus when you walk into our new building, and our students are really loving it so far. Know that the faculty and staff and the coaches are here, and they're doing their absolute best with their students. Each and every one of these kids are important to them. They are an important part in a student's life. A teacher and a coach, you can all remember how a specific teacher or a coach affected you and made you who you are. That's going to happen to your students here. They'll help your son or daughter through their wonderful learning experience. This is a family, as I mentioned in the other room. We really want to act as such. We want to treat everyone as such. When your student has an issue, we want them to address that first with their teacher or their coach and try to resolve whatever that issue may be, but it may require more attention at the administrative level, and we're certainly there to provide that to them. this year. In the aftermath of losing our priest here, Father Norman, is school culture and Christian environment. And I think you're already seeing that in some of the signage we have, new signage we have up with our vision and mission and core values and virtue equals strength programs. We have this virtue equals strength is a new rollout here, and it is a Catholic ministry program. They have a whole total library of resources and videos and prayers, and you'll see signage in the hallways, various ceremonies that we'll be doing with the kids, and really to continue our tradition of ministry. For the most part, if there is an issue that arises, again, you'll want to really instill courage in your child to come forward and speak with the adult that pertains to, whether it's a coach or a student. It's really important for them to stand up and be young adults at this point. Feel free to contact us, faculty, staff, to help with anything that can't be resolved by your student. We will be responsive and helpful. We have a rule that emails need to be returned that day or at the very maximum the next day. So you'll hear back from us. And then, you being positive about Lexington Catholic in terms of when you talk to your friends and colleagues at the office and all of that sort of thing is so important. That's the best marketing that we could ever have. On the other hand, social media can be destructive to anyone. It can be destructive to the students if they're using it to bully or to be mean girls or whatever it might be. And social media can be destructive if families are using it to say negative things about what happened to their child or what happened. So keep that in mind before you go to social media, before your child goes to social media. Mr. Barnes and Mr. Munson are going to talk a little bit about some new security measures and discipline measures, and those things are part of it, so I'll let them do that. Remember, you are representing your children and our school when you're a fan at our athletic events. We are a dry campus, except for special events that we have with the liquor license. And no more need to be said about that. But please act as Christians in the stands. Sometimes we become different animals. And I know myself, I was a football coach. I was a football player's father, and you get overly aggressive in the stands. Please try to be Christians at all times. One of the things that we're doing, we haven't finalized the funding for it, but we're building a grotto out at the football field. And it's for our students and it's for our campus to have a place for prayer and prayer services, to pray before and after the game and all those kinds of things. But it's also to remind everybody that walks into those stadiums that we should be acting as Christians. Finally, from a volunteerism and fundraising standpoint, obviously you've already heard about the big hoagie deal, and it's been amazing around here for decades. Lexington Catholic makes a lot of money on hoagies, and we hope that you'll participate with that. Our fall champions raffles are important to all of our individual sports teams. And the one thing for you to really understand that's really important, your tuition, it really covers the academic side of the house here. It really does nothing to affect athletics or to pay for athletics. The athletic teams are all self-funded individual sports, and our athletic department is to be self-funded as well. So we do that all through fundraising, parent fees, champions raffle, all these kinds of things. So the fact that your son or daughter plays a sport has nothing to do with tuition. So just keep that in mind. That's just the way Lexington Catholic is set up. Midnight Stakes is February the 8th. It's a great time. We hope you all will come out for that. You'll be hearing a whole lot more about that. And finally, as a volunteer, there are so many opportunities for you to volunteer through sports, academics, the arts. The Board of Trustees volunteers. We have committees that cover every discipline in the school, from advancement and enrollment to finance to athletics and facilities and all these things. So if you have an expertise, we have a place to put you if you want to get involved and you have some volunteer time to spend with us. So with that, again, welcome. We're so glad that you're here, and we hope you have a wonderful year. Thank you. Mr. Barnes, Mr. Munson, and Laura. This is regarding security and discipline.
This follows Rob. So I'm Ms. Moses. I'm in the front office. I'm the first person you see when you come in, whether you need to sign your children in or out. I will ask for ID until I get to know faces. There will be different times. You have doctor's appointments, things like that. So those are excused absence. If you would just bring those notes so that way the teachers can have what they need. I'm the closest thing you're going to get to a school nurse, but I am a mom. So if your child's having a bad day, needs to make a phone call, they're welcome in the office. Pretty much it, unless y'all have questions. You're always welcome to call. I can always find whoever you need to speak to as well. So, Mr. Munson.
Hi, my name is Shane Munson. I'm the Director of Campus Life and Safety here at Lexington Catholic. I get to talk a little bit today about drop-off and pickup. Drop-off, our cafeteria opens at 7:15 for drop-off, and we close that cafeteria door at 8:05. Okay, so we ask that you come in at the main entrance at the Beater Gym, the main front entrance there, and turn left. You can use both of those lanes for drop-off. We'll have people out there directing you where to go. And we have a painted white line close to the cafeteria. We ask your students to stay in the car until you get to that white line, and you can drop off after that. Again, if you get out a little early, the student gets out, we'll have somebody to remind you to hop back in the car and wait to that point. And then at that point it's safe to drop off. At 7:45, somebody in the cafeteria will release your student to go to their lockers and get where they need to get to class. If you arrive after 8:05, you may use the main entrance A, and we'll open those doors so that way you get to class a little more quickly. Okay? So before 8:05, cafeteria. After 8:05, the main entrance. All right? In the afternoon, we close our parking lot so that way that all of our students can exit. And we don't open that lot until we have a bus that comes from St. Peter and Paul. At about 3:20, we'll open that the parking lot for anybody to come in and pick up. Okay, so at dismissal, we ask that you park on a side street to pick up your child, or across the street. We have some students, people that pick up at Clay's Mill, or the streets across. We do have 2 cross guards that will pick up, that you can walk across the street if you want to pick up over there. But it's best just on the side streets. We ask that you don't block Clay's Mill. So if you are on Clay's Mill parking, just try not to block Clay's Mill. But most of the side streets are the best. But we'll open that after 3:20 or so if you just want to wait on the side street and then come into the parking lot. It just allows our students to get off campus. And we are a closed campus, so we only allow during the day the entry and exit with Ms. Moses in the main office. So nothing through any of the side doors or anything like that. All right, so that's the pickup and the drop-off. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Barnes. Thank you.
Good morning. Good to see everyone this morning. We're glad you're here. I know you're a little bit nervous, a little excited, all those things. And that's okay, that's perfectly normal. So my name is John Barnes, my 39th year in education, my 2nd year as Dean of Students. And we want you and your kids to have an enjoyable experience here. Mr. Rumpke said pretty much the thing I was going to say. You know, our expectation for our students is to come in, be nice and kind, respectful, and do what you have to do to get through the day. They're not going to have a perfect day every day. We know that. They're teenagers. They do things. But we're here to work with them, to mold and shape them to be the best they can be. I have an open door policy. My door is always open. Call me me anytime you have a concern, and we will work through whatever situation we have to. And that's what family is all about. When you send your kids here, they're part of my extended family. And that's how we want to be daily. Just a couple of things I really want to talk about is, I said discipline. We want them to be good, have good behavior. But one of the most important things I want to talk about is attendance. Attendance matters. I want you, we want you to have a good investment on your return. Your students are your investment, and we want you to have a good return. And the only way you can do that is by making sure that they're here every day. In the state of Kentucky, you're supposed to be in school 92% of the time. I think we're in school 177 days, some districts are 177. But it's so important to make sure your students are here at school every day. If they miss 2 times a month, if you add that up, that's 20 days a year. That's a lot of school. That's missing a lot of school. And I know things come up. But when they're not here, they're missing out on math, they're missing out on reading, tons of hours when they should be in school. So please, make sure that we get you guys good here. All right? If they're tardy to school in the morning, you get 5 of those, that's 1 detention. And the detention this year will be on Wednesdays, 3:30 to 4:30. Not for sure what room to be in yet. So make sure you have them here on time. If the weather's bad, traffic's bad, call and let us know, and we can work through those things. But we got to have them here every day. Got to have them here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'll be more than happy to answer those after the program is over. I'll be standing outside the door here. Anyone have any questions, concerns with meds or anything? This evening we can talk about and discuss it. Thank you. And we're praying for an awesome school year. Ms. Cashman, you're up. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back. So good to see you all. Sorry, I'm so awfully short. It's my parents' fault. But it's so good to see you all. I just got your students sent off on their schedules. They're going to go through their rotation. They're going to practice their schedule. We're going to have lunch. Then we are going to do some other tours of the building and get them all set up. I told them, and this is something, because I know all of us get a little nervous when we're sending our child to a new school. Some of you were emailing me late into the night last night. I do my best to get on it as soon as possible. Today, obviously, I won't be able to get to my emails very well because I'm going to be chasing your kids around. But the schedules, we do the best we can. Okay, there's a master schedule. We try to get everything to fit. It's a big, giant Sudoku puzzle. Some of you have seen me work it when you've come in and met with me. Today, they're probably going to come home with 2 paper schedules. One of them's orange, one of them's white. Always pay attention to the printed date at the bottom. The white schedule that's inside their books that they're going to find in their lockers, that was probably printed 2 weeks ago. Some of you have met with me since then. Some of you have emailed me since then. Some of you have called me since then. And there's been changes to your child's schedules. Some of the changes were due to one of the classes had 24 and one had 12. I had to shuffle some things around to make it a little bit more even. Don't ever panic over something like that. Just send me an email. Better yet, send your child to see me. Because when they come and see me, then I can sit down, and I can make decisions with their assistance instead of making the decisions for them. They may not want to make a change in their schedule based on the information that they just know that they want to change this. Starting on Wednesday, students will come down and see us down in guidance and make schedule adjustments if necessary. Hopefully it's not necessary. But I just want to give you all kind of a heads up. Anything printed on paper may not be current. It is as old as the date. The live schedule is in RenWeb, so always look at RenWeb. I'm so sorry, after talking to the kids and then running over here. Okay, well. But anyway, RenWeb is always the live schedule. On your students' schedules today, and you can find this on RenWeb as well, will be their locker number and their locker combination. I advise writing that somewhere for your child, whether it's in their binder, just somewhere where they can remember, putting it in their phone so when they get to school, check it out before they put their phone in their locker. I would not write any of your child's schedule in Sharpie anywhere for the next 2 weeks. Trust me, it causes much aggravation. Things get moved around. They change their mind. They walk into the class they thought they wanted, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, this is not what I thought I wanted. So hold off on any Sharpie action for 2 weeks. The schedule is rotating. Some of you probably noticed that on RenWeb. The first week of school, so today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, the students are going to be following a Monday schedule, all 4 days, because we want them to develop the consistency of knowing where their classes are. Then starting next week, Monday will be Monday again, but then Tuesday will actually be the Tuesday schedule. RenWeb, I asked the students, I said, how many of you are used to RenWeb? And I think almost the entire place raised their hand. But RenWeb is what houses all of the information. So you want to be able to get on the RenWeb. That's where you will see your child's schedule. That's where you will see your child's grades. That's where you will see the homework assignments, lesson plans, service hours. All of that is housed in RenWeb. If your child ever misses a day, best place to look, RenWeb. I advise pulling up the homework. There's a little icon if you're on your computer in the right-hand corner that says print. When you hit print, see a nice list of the classes' assignments instead of having to scroll through each one. I would also advise looking at lesson plan. Some of the teachers give much more detail in the lesson plan section about the homework than they do on the homework page. It's just how they have it set up in their books. But homework should be updated each week. So on Monday, you should be able to hit homework, lesson plans, and see what your child is expected to do.
Their first period of class.
There's also grades.
As we do every day, we'll begin our morning with prayer. Please stand for the morning prayer
This is the
and
morning
pledge of
prayer we do
allegiance.
every day.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we thank you for gathering us here today. We ask for your blessing, that we may always strive to do our best and seek wisdom and support. Help us develop the skills and values that will serve us moving forward. Grant us the strength, patience, and wisdom. May our efforts lead to success and fulfillment in your divine plan. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
I will not do roll call. But RenWeb, the grade book is in RenWeb, and RenWeb is live. So as a teacher enters a grade, you see it automatically. If you ever see an M, and an M averages in as a 0 into your child's grade, but an M means missing. If you see a P means pending. If a teacher has a P in there, that means they've received it, just haven't graded it yet. And that does not average into their grade. If you see an EX, I believe is what it is, it means excused. Probably your child was absent. I always advise the children to follow up on that though. Some teachers, it's excused, you don't have to do it. Some teachers feel they're giving you a gift, they're excusing it, but they still want it later. So always follow up and see if they have them checked to make sure they don't need to do that assignment. If you ever have any questions, obviously you can email the teacher, you can also email me. I am here to be an advocate for your child and to help them transfer to high school and have it be a pleasant experience and have them feel very successful and be successful. My biggest advice is, get your student involved. This is their chance to start fresh, to be a new person. We carry a lot of our past with us, but it can be that opportunity to start fresh and be the person they want to be. So, get them involved, send them to the ball games, help them join different clubs and stuff. Questions along the way, please let me know. Oh, and I forgot, I was supposed to mention Teams. RedWeb, you have access, you have your account, you can see everything there. The students have, instead of Google Classroom, they have Teams. It's Microsoft. So they will have a team for each class. You are not part of the team, so you do not have teams. You can look at your child's teams, but you are not in the classes. It's a great feature. They have Teachers House resources there. They have more detail on the assignments. Many of the students submit assignments through Teams, but they need to keep their eye on Teams. There's a chat feature. Many of the students chat the teachers. They can chat me and ask questions, but that is for the student. Okay. If you all have any questions, please stop me and ask me. Send me an email. We're glad to have your child here. It's going to be a great year.
So excited to see y'all, and I'm afraid that I'll go off on a major tangent about how excited I am. My daughter said, however excited you are, Mom, just take it down a notch, because she knows me too well. As a product of Lexington Catholic, graduating class of 1989, and one of my classmates is out there. Ken Wedding, thank you for raising your hand. I am also the very proud parent of 3 Lexington Catholic grads. So I know firsthand what it means to be a Lexington Catholic Knight. I personally experienced the powerful transformation that comes from the Search Retreat, which is an overnight retreat offered to our juniors by a leadership team of seniors. I have shared in the overwhelming joy and excitement of raising money for the University of Kentucky Pediatric Cancer Wing at Lexington Catholic Dance Blue. Alongside our students, I have made sandwiches for the Catholic Action Center and prepared take-home bags of non-perishable food items for our food insecure neighbors at Jesse Clark. I have celebrated countless chapel and all-school masses with our faculty, staff, and our students. These are just a few of the spiritual life opportunities at our beloved school. I could not be more excited for what you have awaiting your students. The ways in which you will grow in your faith and love of Christ through your students by being a knight, a part of our family, because I have lived it. By now, all of you know that our chaplain and friend, Father Norm, passed this summer unexpectedly. Although we will continue to mourn his loss, we are inspired by his direction, which always pointed us directly to Christ. As it states in our classrooms and offices, Christ is the reason for our school. We will continue in this mission to fix our eyes on our eternal goal and guide our students on that path. We are supported this year by our local priests and by Deacon John Brannon, who's been already working with Lexington Catholic for several years. Every priest and layperson that I have approached for help thus far has been extremely supportive. They understand that we need their help. So I know that this will be a positive and prayerful year for our students, our faculty, our staff, our parents. One quick reminder, these are 4 very quick years ahead of you. You're used to elementary school that lasts for a very long time. Now we're in high school, 4 quick years. And we do have a requirement at our school for 60 service hours. So in order to graduate, your student does need to complete those. And it's Christian service. So an internship is not part of that. So this is for a nonprofit. Even I had a child who babysat, and then she said, I'm not going to take any money. She said, is that okay? And I was like, no, we have to have for a nonprofit, an organization. If there's any questions, they come and talk to me about that. The best way to think about this is 15 hours each year. Now, a lot of our students do way more than that, hundreds of hours, so it's not difficult to achieve that. We have service opportunities during their lunch flex, and we also have a service club, which I want you to strongly encourage your children to join. It's our largest club here at school, and it is thriving. Every month you'll receive a little newsletter, your students do as well, that details all the service opportunities in our school and in the community that have just reached out to us and said, you might want to mention this. Let's see. Our senior leaders are the ones who will send out that newsletter. So please encourage your freshmen to join the service club on Club Day. I'm thrilled that you have chosen Lexington Catholic for your child, and I truly believe it's the very best of Lexington. Welcome, class of 2028. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Lori Rink.
Good morning. I am Miss Rink, and I have a split role here at Lexington Catholic. So I do teach 9th grade English, so I will have some of your lovely children in my class, and that's in the afternoon. But in the morning, I'm the coordinator for our DES office, which is Dignity, Equity, and Solidarity. My work is primarily done in tandem with spiritual life and administration. The mission of our office is really to assist in fulfilling the school's mission with an emphasis on developing spiritual and moral values in our children. We do this primarily through the Catholic social teachings. This year, we have a school-wide theme of focusing on the dignity of the human person. In addition to that, my office does a lot of work with affirming and celebrating all the diversity of our student body. So what would this really look like in action? Again, I work with Spiritual Life on planning things and executing like our school-wide theme, maybe some service projects, some celebratory masses, some special lunches for groups of kids, things like that. I have a student advisory board. The student advisory board works to identify areas of improvement for our school climate and culture. So that's a great leadership opportunity for kids. And another way to get involved. I assist teachers with curriculum, specifically incorporating Catholic social teachings into their content area. Some classes have a long way to go with that, but this is a new initiative. We really want to infuse this sense of justice and your moral values into everything. I work with students on any concerns or difficulties they're experiencing. So advocacy for students. If your student is feeling excluded, if they're having issues with any kind of mistreatment, I am an avenue to help them and to resolve that. In turn, that also means that a lot of the administration work I do has to do with discipline as well. I will work with Mr. Barnes, Mr. Munson, Mr. George to determine appropriate corrective actions for students, ongoing education, meeting with students, and kind of making sure that they're on the right path, following up with students who have been mistreated, sort of resolving some of those hurt feelings. And there's lots of other things, but I have to go to my classes now. So if you want to reach out, you can email me if there's any questions, any way you'd like to get involved with the work that we do in our office. That would be great. Thank
of your kiddos in Latin class this year. I will be brief, but I wanted to just share a little personal information. This is my 23rd year at Lexington Catholic. When I came here a long time ago, I had worked in a couple of schools, and I had a first hour planning period with some of my colleagues. And what struck me most particularly about that time, that year, those people, and moving forward, is that the people who were teaching here wanted to be teaching. They cared about their students. They worked hard. It was really, really nice. You know, having been in a few different environments, in different public schools around Fayette County, and some of them were wonderful, and they have wonderful people, but the feeling here was different. And now I've been here for 22 years. For the first 12 years, I taught Latin, and then some colleagues and I were working on putting together something that we began to call the High Marks program. Between me and you, I worked to build a program that would allow my son, who had dyslexia, ADHD, and some spectrum disorder stuff, triple threat, to come to school with me and be successful. And he loved his 4 years here. He absolutely loved them. So now, nitty-gritty. The High Marks program is meant to be able to help all of the students in the school, whether or not your child has an identified learning difference. We offer general tutoring 3 times during the day, and this information will be readily available to you on the website. We're open at 7:45 every morning. We're open during Flex for any student who wants to come for general tutoring questions. We will have extra math and science support during the junior-senior Flex. And then my team and I are experts on the freshman-sophomore curriculum, so we will be able to help them whether they are in honors biology or college prep biology, whether they are in algebra 1 or honors algebra 2. Then after school, Monday through Thursday, we are open until 4 o'clock. Please, please encourage your kids to come get their homework done before they come back to you.
Everyone should
Make
be
your
heading to
home life so
third
much more
period.
pleasant.
Everyone should be heading to third period.
My team and I are a few people that some of you may know. Julian, Rainey, and Brittany Aaron have freshmen in this class. So they were already superheroes, and now they have that extra level of awesomeness for this year. My team and I are very encouraged about the work that we've been able to do with parents and incoming freshmen already. It's a really, really cool group of kids, so thank you for the work that you've already done to support us. Within my team, our goal this year is to help kids understand that they are smarter than they think, they are stronger than they feel, they're braver than they seem, and they can do hard things.
Good morning. I am here to talk about probably your least favorite subject, which is money. The good news is I'm not trying to sell you car insurance or anything like that. I'm talking about money related to the school, of course. So my name is Colleen Milburn. I am a CPA. I'm the controller here. I have a team of 3. It's me and 2 remarkable women who I have to say are my best friends at this point. We've been working together now for about 3 years, and between us we have 13 children. I have 5 that have graduated here from Lexington Catholic. All I can say is I love the teachers, love the culture. I now have 34 additional years of college under my belt. My youngest is about to be a senior and in college, so I'm done. Good luck to you guys. I just want to say enjoy the journey. My little tip would be just don't act nervous in front of your children. They already know that you love them. So think of it like you're the one driving the plane. You may not know which button to push, but just pretend you do, okay? It'll be good, and these years will go fast. We're all here to know, love, and serve the Lord. I just want to say that, and we do that by serving one another. And so most importantly, I am here to serve you guys, you and your children. We love your children, that's why we're all here. What do we do in the business office? We're sort of known as the dream team. People love me because I do the payroll, so that helps. But I also am responsible for the tuition, billing, and collections, and the financial aid, which we're thrilled to be in a position to provide need-based assistance to many of our families. So I'm involved in that process. I oversee the financial statements, but on your all's level, please feel free to call the business office at extension 7 if you have any money questions whatsoever. Like I say, we're here to work with you. I know this is a financial commitment, and we certainly appreciate your support. In addition to the money side, I just want to throw a little blurb out there about volunteerism. I think Mr. Rumke mentioned that. We can't do it without you guys helping out, so we do appreciate those efforts as well. So the three women, again, I'm Colleen Milburn. Becky Sterlitz works in the business office. She's kind of your money in person, so she can help if you are wondering where do I stand with my commitment on an athletic team, or I have an issue with my bank account, I don't know how to change that in my fax billing account, what do I do? Any of those types of questions. You can always, like I say, you can always ask for me, but these ladies are on the front lines, they know exactly what they're doing. Again, Becky Sterlitz takes money in and handles all those kinds of things for us. We are transitioning to a new lunch software. It's called My School Box. I hope you've all seen the letter about that. You will need to get on there and set up an app. We do require that all lunch purchases be prepaid. This is a simple software where you can go in and set up a card or a bank account and load money on there that can auto-load. And you can set, I never want my child's account to go below $10 or $20 or whatever you choose. But it's really important for 2 reasons that we stay on top of the lunch situation. Lunch goes very quickly, and so we just need to keep the line moving, and we certainly don't want any embarrassment or confusion for a student going through the line. So just would encourage you, if you're not familiar with that, to take a look at that letter. I believe it went out yesterday, and to get that in place. For those of you, if you had siblings here, I don't know if anybody's in that case, but that money from our old software will show up as your beginning balance in the My School Box software. If you get in a pickle and you can't navigate that, and you need to throw money on your child's account, feel free to call the business office. We can accept a credit card payment and put that on a lunch account immediately. Okay. The other side of the piece is money in, money out. My money out person is Miss Tanya Hickey. She also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but between us we have 13 post-grad children. So Tanya is very familiar with the workings here. Her children all graduated from here as well. So she takes care of paying the bills. The only thing I would ask there is just if you're volunteering and helping with anything that involves finances, please don't go purchase something and ask for reimbursement. There's just many levels of reasons we're not in a position to do that. So just need you to reach out to whoever it is you're assisting, ask for a purchase order. They'll have you get a quote. We have a certain list of precluded and pre-approved vendors, and so we try to work within those parameters for efficiency. Again, we appreciate your help more than you know on the volunteer side. That's really about all I have. I just wanted to say peace of Christ to all of you. This is an exciting time for you. Christ reigns here, so we're pleased to work with you. Thank you. Kathleen Noonan, our cafeteria manager, will speak next.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kathleen Noonan, and I'm the manager of the cafeteria, and I'm here today to talk to you about the most important meal of the day, lunch. Breakfast too. I want everybody get to know coming in as freshmen. I see some of you are new parents, some of you are returning parents. I have been in the cafeteria for about 14 years now. I'm the manager past 3. This is my 3rd year. We have a dedicated staff who has had children go through here. I've put 3 of my children through Lexington Catholic. It was a great experience. I love the children. I love the administration. We're all here because we love what we do. We want to serve your kids. That being said, a lot of kids are coming in from the feeder schools, and there are a lot of choices in our cafeteria. It can be really overwhelming. We have pizza every day. We have a main meal. We have several drinks. We do fresh salads every day, fresh fruits, sandwiches. There is a ton of choices. I think I try to tell the parents that you probably should plan on spending about $10 a day in the cafeteria if you're going to get a meal, a drink, dessert, and this is something that you need to discuss with your children as far as spending, and obviously you guys will have these discussions. Colleen touched on my school bus. I want to apologize, we got started late on that. I'm seeing a lot of parents who are emailing and maybe have some problems, but I'm trying to work those out today. I do ask that you guys all go in and set up your account. It's very simple. And then I would ask parents, we're recommending to do the preload because it just makes things easier. We do have a no charging policy in our cafeteria. The children are supposed to have money on their lunch accounts in order to charge a meal. They can pay with cash at the register as well. So you can drop checks or cash off at the front office daily, or kids can bring it to the cafeteria during lunch, and we enter it in right there, and it's real-time balances. Credit cards should be put in online going forward. And I think the policy this year is, and I want everybody to know, we're all moms. We're never going to turn a child away from lunch. We're never going to tell a student that they cannot eat. So what happens is, if your child does run out of money, you're going to get a lot of emails and texts from me. But also at that side of things, we're going to feed them and keep a little bit of a tally. Once they get to a certain point, we probably would only offer them peanut butter and jelly, chips and a drink. That's not something that happens often, but I don't want anybody to worry about the balances the first few days. I would encourage you to go into my school books, load the funds, send a check-in or cash in with your kids over the next few days. And if you have any questions about food, allergies, balances, I can't find this, please reach out to me in the cafeteria. You can email me. The letter has my email on it. It's cafeteria@lexington.com, or you can call and choose the cafe option, and we're always there to help in any way you need. So if you have any questions, like I said, reach out. I hope your kids have a wonderful year, and I hope things go well this year in the cafeteria. So that's it. Have a great, welcome to Catholic.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Parrish. I am a parent here at Lexington Catholic. My son Owen is a junior this year and plays on the football team. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit about PAC. So PAC stands for Parent Action Corps. We're a group of parent volunteers who support the faculty, staff, and students by organizing many of the events throughout the year. You are going to see calls for help from us via Sign Up Genius. Those calls for help could be for snacks, for finals week, for example, or maybe for the homecoming dance. We also organize other things throughout the year, such as the freshman breakfast, senior sunrise, homecoming dance and the activities surrounding that, teacher and staff appreciation events, the senior dinner dance, catering for our faculty and staff luncheon, and the senior breakfast. So we've got a lot of things going on from today at freshman induction all the way through to the last day of school. PAC PAC is funded by a small stipend from tuition and donations. Another big fundraiser for us is the used uniform sale every year. So that money together is what's helping us fund the activities throughout the year, in addition to the donations that are made for snacks. If you would like to help with a donation, you can leave a check at the front desk at the office. In the memo, you would write PAC donation. There is also a link through Diamond Mind where you can make a donation that way as well. And also your talents. I know that a lot of you have served as class mom or class dad for many years. We want you. We want you to join us with some of the subcommittees that we have under PAC. This isn't a full list, but some of the things are spiritual life, hospitality, school spirit. There's a senior parent committee. You're probably not ready for that yet, but blink your eye and you are going to be there. So just speaking from my heart, you know, it's always been important for me to be involved any way that I can be with my son. And the older they get, the less they really want you around. But volunteering for the events and with PAC is a great way to stay involved, to meet other parents, and just to really enjoy this community that we have here at Lexington Catholic. So I would love for anyone to contact me if you want to be a part of a subcommittee. I'm going to be hanging out near Coffee and Donuts outside. I've also posted a piece of paper with my contact information on it above the coffee cups. Feel free to take a picture with your phone and contact me later. I know you're getting a ton of information today, but as I sit and listen to all this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember freshman induction for my son and thinking, how am I going to remember all this? But you do. And all of us that are already here are always open to help anyone who has any questions, as well as the staff here. So parent to parent, I just want to say welcome. Welcome to Lexington Catholic. Thanks.
Good morning. It is so wonderful to see you all here as you and your student begin your high school journey. This is a special place, and I can't tell you how excited we all are that you're here. I'm going to be brief, but I'm here to talk to you. How many of you all have heard of Hoagies? Yes? You've already probably bought some through the years? Well, anyway, Hoagies is coming up. Hoagies is a community building, unique fundraiser that started here in Lexington Catholic in 1977. So for 47 years, minus a couple of years during COVID, we've been having Hoagies. Last year, we brought Hoagies back full force, and we sold 22,300 Hoagies. Our goal this year is 30,000. We've just started, and as of this morning, we've sold a little over 1,500 Hoagies, so we're on our way. There's a few things to note. Your students, there's some incentives for them. One of the big ones that they love is if they sell 60 Hoagies, they get a personal day off that can be used anytime before April 25th. It extends spring break, a weekend. There's a few little details to it, but that's all that it is. It's a free day. Also, if the whole school sells 30,000, we get to have a half day off the Friday before spring break. There's cash prizes for those that sell more. There's the class that sells the most wins a Chick-fil-A breakfast. No pressure, but the freshman class won that last year. It's a fun experience. Once we sell all those Hoagies, we have to make them. So once we start making on September the 9th, we'll start with prep week, and that's the freshman day that we have 2 shifts, and we go through the week till we get all those ingredients ready for Saturday morning. Saturday morning, you will come in here, you'll drive through dark streets at 5:30 a.m. and think, what am I doing? And you'll get here and there'll be lights and a DJ and donuts, and we all work together to make all the hoagies that we've sold. Another benefit, not only are we helping ourselves with this fundraising event, you can donate your hoagies, and those donated hoagies go to the Catholic Action Center. And I spoke to Jenny Ramsey yesterday. She's beyond excited. They use them now, and then they now have the capacity to freeze, and they use them during all the winter months. So not only are we helping ourselves, we're reaching out and helping our community. I'm so excited about this, but there's 2 dates to remember. Sales end on September the 5th. Yes, that's 3 weeks away, but who's counting? So we got a lot of hoagies to sell. And then after we sell them, we have to make them on September the 14th. That's also pickup day. It's a day of the UK-Georgia game. Game's not till 7:30 p.m., so we're clear to work in the morning, get them picked up, and then on our way. It takes almost 600 volunteers through Prep Week and Hoagie Day for us to all work together and do this. So I sure can't wait to see you all here and appreciate everything that you do in support of our school. Thank you so much. And now Matthew George will close our closing remarks.
So like any good Catholic event, we're running over, so I'm going to cut my remarks if everyone's okay with that. I know many of you need to get to work and to make money to make your tuition payment, so I'm going to be mindful of that. Me too, I have a 10-year-old over at St. Peter and Paul. The only thing that they did not mention that I want you guys to know about is a lot of the information we've talked about today is available on our app. So if you go to your app store, there is a Lexington Catholic app that you can download. All the information we've talked about, cafeteria, all that good stuff, the master calendar, bell schedule, all that's available on there if you need it. Also has the school calendar for the athletic schedules and things like that. The only thing I wanted to say is thank you. Thank you for entrusting us with your students. Our goal is, just like I told the freshmen, to get them to graduation 4 years from now. So you've got that commitment from me. I'll do my best. And we ask and we thank you for your partnership. So as we do every day, we're going to end this program with our school prayer. Please stand. So our school prayer was used starting 1951, then they didn't use it for a while. But the history of the school prayer, just so you know, is when the school started, the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth were in charge of the school, the administrators, the teachers, and this is the prayer that they used at the end of every day. So we resurrected it about 5 years ago and we're using it since. So on your programs is the Lexington Catholic School Prayer, so I ask that you join me. We always start with the tradition of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth. Let us end this program with this prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Please join me. Live in me, faithful God,